Good morning, Bureau Directors, Chiefs, Division Leads, and greetings to our local and state law enforcement, intelligence, and emergency first responder partners that are here with us once again today. I am Special Agent Michael Corinne with the FBI. I am the supervising agent assigned to lead this Joint Terrorism Task Force. This briefing is classified. This briefing will address 2 points of interest. We'll talk about 2 things very briefly. The first of the 2 is the unofficial and media-backed report of new threats directed at the people of the National Capital Region, to include, and more specifically, the Jewish community. The second point of interest I wish to briefly touch on is the concerns and fears that seem to be growing amongst the public. So I'll talk about that for just a few seconds. First, I would like everyone to know that we are very aware of recent polls which indicate that the National Capital Region is experiencing somewhat of a crisis of fear, and that's understandable. This crisis of fear is based largely on unofficial and unauthorized releases of intelligence, which the media has picked up and is reporting as they typically and normally do. When you have a situation such as this and the element of what could be called reckless media practices kind of rear their head, and then throw in perhaps not enough information from government officials, from us to the public, it's more than understandable that our citizens have an increased level of concern, and obviously that includes fear. So I just tell everybody that as a point of concern for your consideration. I think the citizens, we need to let them know that they need to keep in mind that magnifying effect that social media and mainstream media can have on any situation, whether it's good or bad. While I will stop short of blaming the media, I would remind citizens to check facts before co-signing what is on social media and mainstream media. Be assured that we are, along with many other law enforcement agencies, we are working tirelessly to complete and close this case out and bring those perpetrators to justice. As for the unofficial report, both federal and local agencies continue to receive hundreds, even thousands throughout the nation of threats and tips each and every day, as you all know. Most of these threats turn out to be idle in nature, and most lack the details to constitute a real threat. So the media reports themselves, kind of created another crisis on top of what we're already dealing with here, as you know. Even while these threats have come out, law enforcement, and to include the FBI, we take these threats seriously, and we address them all accordingly. And as many of you know, there are complex and sequential procedures which are used to vet these threats, and no threat is put to bed unless the information validation process has been exhausted. The threats against the Jewish community will be addressed in that same manner. And I know that I've talked to my partners here and the other law enforcement agencies. As the Jewish community leaders have stated, they intend to move forward with their planned rally. The FBI, Metro Police, Metro Transit, and Park Police will all coordinate efforts in order to establish security for the Jewish community rally coming up. And then finally, we would just recommend that the right to protest is a constitutional one. However, citizens are reminded that if they feel the need or have the desire to protest violently, they will be met with force. Law enforcement agencies urge groups to adhere to state and local protest ordinances. Protest all you want, but do so peacefully. Pending any questions.